Hey there, this is Matt with State of Flex here with a review for a couple Oscar hopefuls that I saw recently and really am excited to talk about. The first one I would like to talk to you about is If I Had Legs, I Would Kick You. This is a film nominated for Best Actress in Rose Byrne. She gives an incredible performance, but this movie is absolute chaos. It is one of the most overwhelming experiences I ever had. Her Oscar nomination is earned, and I would like to see her take home that award. She's a great actress in general, but here the camera is so tight on her face the entire time that you really get to know this character and understand what it feels like to be under ungodly amounts of stress from basically every avenue of her life. As I say, I have never been as overwhelmed while watching a movie before seeing this. This is just, it's incredible filmmaking. Insanely good performances across the board. The fact that this only got nominated for Best Actress, I think, is a disservice to this screenplay and to this director. Every avenue with which you watch this movie, it is incredible. And I absolutely love it. I also thought it was really interesting choice to not show the daughter in the film. You're just hearing her. That puts you even more firmly in her perspective of just the constant barrage of external forces that aren't allowing her to reconcile the internal forces at work and deal with everything that is happening. Extraordinary movie, an easy 4-star film, and it's one that I hope you get a chance to check out. It is currently streaming on HBO Max. Another film that I recently watched that is an Oscar hopeful is The Smashing Machine. The Smashing Machine was the star vehicle for The Rock to get his nomination, and sadly he did not get that. The film only got one nomination, and that was for makeup. And the makeup work in this film is fantastic. I don't think that it will win because of Frankenstein. But the makeup in this film is incredible. The biggest disservice this film has done is not getting The Rock his performance nomination. In fact, the two best performances I saw from any movies last year in the Best Actor category have not been nominated, and that was Jesse Plemons in Begonia and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in The Smashing Machine. He gives an incredible performance, and you see that this is not The Rock as you've ever seen him before. I've always maintained he's been an incredibly good actor. He just sort of chooses to do star vehicles based on his charisma and his attitude and his brand rather than actually stretch his legs as a performer. But if you've seen his stint on Saturday Night Live when he hosted that years and years ago, you can see that he's got what it takes to be a genuinely good actor and devolve into different kinds of characters. He just traditionally plays the same one. Here, even though he is playing a physical athlete, he is not The Rock in any way. He completely dissolves into the person that he's being, this Mark Kerr, and he is so incredibly good. And usually when people are talking about the movie, it sort of stops there. People say, his performance is good, the movie's kind of mediocre, whatever. I loved this movie. This movie just fell right outside of my top 10. I think that the screenplay, the film, how they shot it as if it was actually in the 90s. It looks like a 90s film or television show that you would see on HBO back in the day. Incredible. All the performances are really good. I would have given Emily Blunt a nomination. I would have given that MMA fighter a nomination as well, who's not a traditional actor who plays Mark Kerr's best friend. He's incredible in it as well. I think everybody is fantastic. I really like the energy that is given to this film, but I think the biggest thing holding the film back and why people didn't appreciate it or like it as much as I think it deserves is because the Safdie brothers, this is directed by Benny Safdie, traditionally present films to you where the people on screen are just absolutely the worst, and people seem to enjoy that and want to celebrate that. And here you're given a person who's just genuinely a decent dude. But what I found more interesting than anything else is the camaraderie that you saw behind the scenes of all the fighters. Like, they all have mutual respect for each other. They're not talking down to each other or about each other. There's a sort of like a humble acknowledgement of each person's like own being and their professional skill, and there's no villain. And I thought that was something I've never seen before in one of these types of movies. Certainly, more often than not, you get the Rocky effect where, yeah, Apollo Creed's eventually a nice guy, but like when you first introduce him, he's kind of like this egotistical schmuck. You don't get that in this. Everybody, all the athletes, they're all decent people. And they're just doing their job. And I really like the whole notion that this is like, in any other time period, these people would have been name athletes. But nobody knows who Mark Kerr is unless you followed this from the beginning. And it's kind of a shame, because this dude seems genuinely pretty awesome. And even if he does have like some issues along the way, bumps along the road, they aren't life-defining ones. Or even necessarily career-defining ones. There's something that he's able to overcome. He was an interesting human being, and I really, really liked it. And I think the film is really, really good. One of my favorites of the last year. So 2 excellent recommendations for 2 films currently streaming on HBO Max. Do yourself a favor and check them both out. See 2 of the best performances of the year in The Smashing Machine, where The Rock proves that he is a gifted and talented actor, and Rose Byrne, let's get the momentum going to get this woman her Oscar. What did you think of these films? Let me know in the comment area down below. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Peace.